Hello students, let us start with the numericals problems on Kirchhoff's law. When we start with the numericals problems on the Kirchhoff's law, we have already done the two different laws, the Kirchhoff first law and the second law, that is the junction rule and the potential rule. We have already loop rule, that is the loop rule. We have already done with it. Now in this case, before we start with doing with the numericals problems, let us just recapitulate the things that we have done in the previous class for the Kirchhoff's law. We have got the loop rule and at the same time we have got the junction rule. So we will be applying both the rules in this particular circuit. Generally, when we use Kirchhoff's law, there are diagrams, there are circuits which we find it difficult doing it with the simple treatment. Like suppose in this circuit we have two EMFs, E1 and E2, and then we need to find out the individual current. The question is given in the given circuit shown in figure. E1 is 17 volt. Okay, so this is E1 and this is 17 volt. E2 is given as 21 volt and R1 is given as 2 ohm, R2 is given as 3 ohm and R3 is given as 5 ohm. Using Kirchhoff's law, we need to find out the currents flowing through resistors R1, R2 and R3. So that is the question given, and let's start with the Kirchhoff's law. But before we start with the Kirchhoff's law, we will just write down the sign convention that we usually do. The sign conventions that we generally take, we'll take the sign convention number 1. If we have got a potential drop, if there is a potential drop, we are going to take it as positive, and if there is a potential rise, we take it as negative. So this will be the sign convention that we will be following while solving the circuit. Now the circuit can be divided into two parts. This is first circuit and this is the second circuit. We are dividing up two different parts. And then what we are going to do, we will apply the rules and finally we will get the equations and we are going to solve the equations, and once we solve the equation, what we will get the required value of the currents. So in order to start with it, in the first circuit, that is in the loop 1, let us do with the loop 1. Now try to understand things very nicely over here. Now this is the positive. Let us assume the current we are starting. We can take our own points. Let us assume we are starting from this particular point. So this is the current that is available for this resistance is I1. Okay, so this is I1, but before doing with the current, let us just do with the junctions rule. You can see that here it is I1 coming here, and from this side it is I2 is coming. See the direction I2, so it simply means I2 is available this side and I1 is available. At this junction, I1 and I2 is becoming what is equals to I. Okay, so we will write the general convention that I is equals to I1 plus I2. This is the first thing that we have to take care of, because we can see at this junction I1 and I2, see the direction, and they are passing here. So this is I is equals to I1 plus I2. Now in the loop 1, we are taking the loop 1. When we look for the loop 1, then what exactly the condition is, or what exactly we will get to see here. Loop 1, we start from this. So there is a drop. This is the resistor, so there is a drop. So it is I1, will write I1 R1. Okay, we'll write I1 R1, and then we come here, and then here we see this is resistance R3 and the current is I. So plus, because it's a given potential drop, we are taking it as positive. So this becomes R3I, and this is, we can very well see that if we just see the direction, then here from lower potential to high, this is negative is lower potential, positive is higher potential, so there is a rise. So it means what, this E1 will be taken as negative. So we can very well write here minus E1 is equals to 0, or let us write the equation. We will write I1 R1 plus, let us substitute for I is equals to I1 plus I2. So this is R3, I1 plus I2 is equals to E1. Now in this context, we can very well write this equation as equals to, let us substitute the value for R1. R1 is 2 ohm, 2 R1 plus, here we can write R3 is 5, so 5 I1 this is I1, 5 I1 and then 5 I1 and then 5 I1 plus 5 I2 is equals to E1 is given as 17. So we get this condition here. This is 7 I1, so we can write 7 I1 plus 5 I2 is equals to 17. This is equation number 1. Now in loop 2, let us see loop 2. Let us see in loop 2. So we start from here. If we start from here, then this is R3I. So R3I, I can be written as I1 plus I2. So we'll write here. So it goes I2 plus I2 R2, and then again we can just look at the direction. This is let us assume we are taking up this is positive because it is coming out like this. So here it is I2 R2, this is R3I, and again if it enters here, so what exactly it is negative to positive, there is a rise. So this is minus E2 is equals to 0. Let us substitute for R3 and R2 and E2. So what we are getting up, this will be R3 is 5, so it is 5 I1 plus 5 I2 to 5 I2, and this is R2. So if we take it together, we are getting up the equation as equals to what we get, 5 I1, 5, and here it is 3. So 5 plus 3, 8 I2 is equals to, if it goes this side positive, so it is 21. So it is equation number 21. Now we have got two equation 1 and equation 2. We will multiply equation 1 by 5 and will multiply equation 2 by 7, and solving these two equation will get the value of I1, which comes out as 1 ampere. You can easily find out. I2 will get as 2 ampere, and I, because it is the combination of this, so I is equals to 3 ampere. So we have got this equation. So this is how it has been done. Now the same way we will do with the second equation. So look at the next one, just the second one. Calculate the currents I1, I2, I3 in the given circuit. The cells have negligible internal resistance, so we don't have to take care of the internal resistance of these cells. So again we are going to divide it into two parts, first and second part. Now let us start from here. We can very well start here. Again the same condition, I1 plus I2 is equals to I3. So let us write the junction rule. I1 plus I2 is equals to I3. This is what we can make up. This is I1 and this is I2 equals to I3. Now in loop 1, what we get, how we can write loop 1, this is I2 into 1. So this is I2 plus I3 into 2, 2I3, right, 2I3, and this is going this way and this is negative to positive, that is minus 1 is equals to 0. So I2 plus 2 I3, so 2 I1 plus I2 is equals to 1. So here 2 I2 plus I2 is 3 I2, or 3 I2, 2 I1 is equals to 1. Make it equation 1. So we have got this one equation. We have got this as for the one equation. Okay. So this is 2 I1 plus 3 I2 is equals to 1. Okay. Now let us do with the second circuit. This is the second circuit. Right. Now this is the second circuit. Let us do with loop 2. In loop 2, if we look at the loop 2, then we can very well start from any of the side. Let us assume we are taking up this. So this is I1 into 1 is I1 plus again 2 I3 minus 2 is equals to 0, because here if we can see the current is flowing in this direction, lower potential to higher potential, so it is rise, so it is negative. So again substituting the value of I3, if we substitute I1 plus twice of I1 plus I2 is equals to 2. So again if we just solve, we are getting this value as 3 I1, 2 I1 plus I1, 3 I1 plus 2 I2 is equals to 2. Make it equation number 2. We multiply this equation by, because we want to cancel it up, we multiply it by 3. We multiply this equation by 2, and then what we are getting up, we are getting up the equation as equals to 6i1 plus 339 I2 is equals to 3, and this becomes 236 I1 plus 224 I2 is equals to 4, and if we solve, we are getting up the value here. This is 5 I2 is equals to minus 1, or I2 is equals to minus 1 by 5 ampere. So we get I2 as equals to minus 1 by 5, that is minus 0.2 ampere we can write. We can also get the value of I1, this comes out as 0.8 ampere, and we get the value of, we get the value of I3. I3 is the sum of this, so we can very well get the value of I3 if you compute, getting the value of I3 as equals to 0.6 ampere. Okay, so this is very simple to do. It's not at all difficult. The only thing is that is required is your patience, and your patience is very much required while solving the Kirchhoff's law. And children, I would like to tell you all, when you are solving this Kirchhoff's law, have a cool mind to solve. Don't be in hurry. So when you are solving it in the exams, make sure that you have got enough time, because you make a mistake and there is a blunder. This is the last question of the day. In this circuit, the values are given. Even in E2 are the batteries. So even in E2 are the batteries having the internal resistance 4 ohm, 3.5 respectively, and internal resistance. So they have the internal resistance are mentioned. So we need to find out the currents I1, I2 and I3. Same here, what we need to do, look at this point. This is the entry point. Here I1 is entering and here I2 is entering. So we can very well write the very important, the first one, the junction one, that is I1 plus I2 is equals to I3. We have the same rule. Potential drop will be positive and potential rise will be negative. So this will be the first equation. This is one loop. This is the second loop. If we just start from here, so this is 4I1 in loop 1. In loop 1, this is 4I1. Then comes here plus 10I3. 10I3. It goes like this. And this is plus, because there is an internal resistance, and the current moving out here is I1 plus I1. 1 into I1 is I1 is minus 4, because lower potential to higher potential equals to 0. So let us substitute 4I1 plus 10I3 is I1 plus I2 plus I1 is equals to 4. So we get 4I1 plus 10I1. Just see what we are getting up. We need to solve. Okay, so this is the first equation you will get, right? And the second equation in the same loop, in loop 2. In loop 2, what we are getting up, this is 4I1 plus 10I3 plus I1 equals to 0, and this is while solving we'll get some out values out here. I'm not doing it up, but then again this is again 10I3. If we go this way, this is plus 2 into I2 minus 3.5, and this is plus 3I2 is equals to 0. So we are getting up this as equals to 10I3 plus 2I2 plus 3I2 is equals to 3.5. This is another equation that we get. 10I3, we get 3I2, so that becomes 5I2. So we can very well write 10I3 plus 5I2 is equals to 3.5. Again substitute the value of I3, I1 and I2. Again we'll get two different equation, and when we solve the equation we'll get the value as I1. As you do solving part yourself, you will be getting I1 as 0.2 ampere and I2 you will get as 0.1 ampere, and finally I3 will be the sum of 2, so that will be 0.3 ampere. So the So one more important important thing that I would like to tell you all, when you get the equations, the solving of equation is equally important. So make sure that when you solve the equation, you just take care of all things. You have learnt mathematics a lot, so please apply your mathematics properly over here so that you get the results. So this is what we have done in the Kirchhoff's law. Thank you for watching.